Salutations, fellow readers, writers, and killers of time on YouTube. My name is Martha Jones, and if by chance you have ever wondered as a writer if your fiction can make a meaningful difference in people's lives or if that is merely a pipe dream, this video is for you. Eons ago in internet years, my girl Margaret Pinard reported to us here on YouTube about a trip she had made to Chicago. And among the sites that she was super happy to visit was a place called Hull House, a former mansion that not only gave the poverty-stricken of Chicago access to medical care and social services that they would not have ordinarily gotten, but a refuge run by women where classes were encouraged to mingle to society's mutual benefit, as envisioned by heiress, Nobel Prize winner, and literature lover Jane Addams. Now, when Miss Margaret was super excited on her channel being all, "I went to Hull House," I on the other side of internet land wasn't precisely going, "So what?" But you know how when you grow up with a thing, you consciously or unconsciously think, well, I grew up with it can't be anything special. Jane Addams was like that for me, because like Jane Addams, I grew up in a place called Cedarville, Illinois, and I did not precisely know the whys and wherefores why Jane Addams was special, just that her name was on the community center, and that when I was like 8 or 9, under the influence of God knows what, I would petition my mom on the way home from school to visit this gravestone, an obelisk that marks the plot of the family Addams, to the immediate right of which is a somewhat humbler stone belonging to Jane Addams. Also at the age of 8 or 9, I was oblivious to this stone. Had I been aware of it, I would have had way more interesting senior pictures. Anyway, some time passed. I got to an age when I was more inclined to look things up, which is to say, now I'm finding out how cool Jane Addams really was. At least in part due to the fact that last week my mom caught me moping on a Sunday and asked me if I wanted to visit her friend who had nothing to do. Having nothing to do myself, I said okay. So we hopped in the car and drove a couple miles down the road to this friend's house. And rather smartly, my mother did not tell me that this friend happened to live at the old Addams place, which is just as well, or I would have packed a slightly better camera and made myself a terrible nuisance. As it was, I struck up a conversation with this lady and made myself a moderate nuisance. Apparently, she didn't know that it was the old Addams place when her husband and her first saw it. They keep horses, and all they noticed was the barn, in front of which sits the old millstone, the object by which Mr. Addams made his money that would come in handy when his little girl grew up and poised herself as an advocate for social change. And the current mistress of the house wouldn't let me take pictures of the millstone, because it's in the middle of a flower bed. She didn't want me to see it without flowers. Out of respect for this nice lady, I did not get close-ups. If I had it to do over again, I should have pointed out that I can take pictures of flowers anywhere. Besides which, millstones crush flowers, don't they? Anyway, a wee bit down the hill from the millstone is the creek that used to turn it, and across the creek there's a rock face and a crevice, wherein lies a cave where the Addams children used to play. And I guess Miss Addams was, as they say, not like other girls from the get-go, in that not only could she keep up with her brother and stepbrother, no mean feat for a tuberculosis survivor, they used to make a game of putting their hands in this crevice and pulling out snakes. Whoever got the largest pile of snakes was the winner. No relation to these Addamses. But then as now, Cedarville is small and is kind of isolated, so Jane Addams probably would not have grown up with poverty-stricken friends and a heart to help them. But she was an avid reader, spoke several languages, and was a massive fan of Dickens and Tolstoy. She read about the plight of the poor, and she believed the stories. On growing up and inheriting her father's fortune, she traveled, saw the poverty for herself, and having nothing in her life that interested her more than the helping of her fellow human, she decided to spend her life doing that. So if ever you doubted that fiction makes a meaningful difference in people's lives, you have my permission to put those fears to rest. And if by chance your politics do not align with them what would sympathize with Dickens, you are of course more than welcome to write a book that is better than Dickens, and it changes people's mind in the other direction. And according to my publisher, it's not that hard to write something better than Dickens. As always, thank you for giving these videos a shot. I post whenever I can. Meantime, take it easy. Loves you. Bye.
Like my channel, buy my crap, doo-dah, doo-dah. There's no time to take a nap, oh the doo-dah day. Hey!
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, except I'm gonna leave the door open to the lantern and look really stupid through the whole video.